Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope everybody is doing really well. So today's reading is going to be different from other readings in that it's going to be a pick a reading instead of a pick a card. I'll still lay out a couple of items for you to choose from in case you're not real sure which one would benefit you most, but group one is going to cover your work and career. So it's going to be a short 3-card reading covering work and career, and then group two will be over your love and your romantic life. And then group 3 will be over your life purpose, okay? Again, these are going to be shorter readings. There are no extendeds today. But you know I like to regularly mix something different into rotation whenever I can, so this is what this is about. And I'm just going to take a quick moment to thank Phoenix Energy. Phoenix Energy is a designer and artist who created my intro that some of you might have noticed that I have now on my channel and before my videos. So thank you, Phoenix Energy. She's linked down below. She has a channel, you can check that out. If you guys need anything done artistically speaking, she's your person to go to. She's really good, very reasonably priced as well. So that's Phoenix Energy. So for groups 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to pull from this deck here, Notes from the Universe. So if nothing else, you can get a 1-card pull today. If you're not into this kind of a reading, then that's cool, but maybe stick around and see what the cards have to say to you. I'm going to pull 3 cards, 1 to represent each group. Spiritual spirits and guides, for those who would choose group 1, can we get a card for them, please? For those who would choose group 1, can we get a card for them, please? Okay, 1 flipped over. We've got love is never in vain. So some of you are needing to hear that. Sorry, it's dark. Love is never in vain. What it says is when you finally see this whole time-space thing is all about, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to be so happy. You loved as much as you did. Dotingly, the universe. So that's a message for you, and may or may not be related to the reading. As I said before, group 1 is going to be over work and finance, or rather work and career. So that will be represented by the crystal here, quartz crystal. That's group 1. For group 2, what note does the universe have for those who would choose group 2, please? Or for them to choose from? Okay. We've got you are watched by loving eyes. Okay, so that for those who will choose group 2, you're watched by loving eyes. This card says, what if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they too are awesome? Just saying, the universe. P.S. Up for a joust? Of course, with rubber thingies. Okay? And red jasper. Okay, so that is, we've got group 1 and group 2, and last but not least, we're doing group 3. For those who choose group 3, that came out quickly. That says, yee-haw. So regarding your life purpose, yee-haw, maybe it's related to that. When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their yee-haw quality above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us. The universe. Okay? So that is group 3. Pause the video if you need more time. Timestamps will be in the description box below. As always, I like to thank everybody who tunes into my channel, watches my videos, comments, likes, shares, and subscribes, and welcome to my new viewers. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy the reading. Check out my channel for other pick-a-cards, but today this is the pick-a-card we're doing. And it's actually a pick a reading, like I said. So we're going to get started with group 1. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, group 1. So this is a different kind of reading, like I said in the intro. So if you pick this group, you're wanting to look into your work situation, right? So let's go ahead and pull some cards on that and see what it has to say. If you have a question in your mind about your work situation, think about that. Angel spirits and guides, can we get guidance for those who have chosen group 1 regarding their work situation, please? going on in Group 1's work situation? So the first question is going to be, the best way to look at the situation or the question. So with regards to your work Group 1, Spirit's going to tell you the best way to look at the situation or question, okay? So we've got the 9 of Cups in reverse. 9 of Cups in reverse is water sign energy, and it's talking about taking it a little bit more seriously. The 9 of Cups, and the upright is about being self-serving. So maybe be more of a team player in the workplace. Work a little bit harder to get along with people. That's one of the things it can mean, but it can just talk about, it's not all about, it's not all about you. I don't mean that in a mean way. Spirit just communicates directly, I know some people get triggered by direct speech, but that's usually meaning that you need to reflect on something anyways, so that's besides the point. But with the 9 of Cups in reverse, a card of wish fulfillment, it's saying like maybe you're looking at this as a tired situation that you're not happy with, and maybe you could stand to have a more positive attitude or outlook towards it. And just like I said before, you could be playing when you should be being more serious on the job. Maybe you're playing too much when you should be working. Don't think that you can, just rest on your laurels or just play around too much if you're wanting to get ahead, okay? Spirit is saying at this time that would be a mistake. And be careful, the methods that you use in getting ahead in the workplace. Like, you want to make sure that you're being scrupulous in how you attain success in the workplace, and also make sure that you're surrounding yourself with, I'm hearing high vibe people, or just people who have good scruples or good morals, good ethics, that sort of thing. Don't align yourself with people who are low vibe, because that could definitely hurt your career or make it more difficult, less satisfying in the long run for you in the workplace, okay? So what's the best way to help move or shift the energy around this, around the situation for Group 1 regarding their workplace, regarding their career? What's the best way, Spirit, to help move or shift the energy? We got the 9 of Pentacles. That's a very apt card for a workplace reading, because it does talk about, money, work, and the practical aspects or sides of life. So it's saying to wait and work and put in the work and see what needs to go and see what needs to stay, like what benefits you and advances your career, and what doesn't, what holds you back. And whatever holds you back, cut that out. Prune it like this gardener prunes that from the bush, like, and remove any weeds in your work setting, I guess you could say, and water and nurture those parts of your career that you want to develop in order to have success. So in order to shift things, it's going to require more patience, more hard work. Some of you have been working on a particular goal in the workplace for a while, and maybe that's why you're starting to lose your focus. It's saying, refocus on what needs to be developed and what needs to be tossed in the scrap heap. What needs to go and what needs to stay, and just develop and focus on what needs to stay and what you want more of. So I feel like Spirit is saying that. Just continue applying effort. Don't give up. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. I know it's tempting if you've been working on a particular goal for a long time, or depending on what kind of job you have, to let yourself get distracted by maybe playing with your coworkers, or just, playing when you should be working. Whatever it is, Spirit is just advising you to keep applying effort here, because what you do now will impact your future results in the workplace, okay? And then we've got, question number 3, something that you may be overlooking in relation to the situation or question. So, angel spirits and guides, for those who have chosen group 1, what might they be overlooking with relation to the situation or question? What might be group 1 overlooking with relation to the situation regarding their work and career? We've got the 6 of Cups in reverse. So there's some healing that needs to be taking place. I feel like there's some needing to move away from something here towards something better. The 6 of Cups is about maybe what you're doing is daydreaming quite a bit, okay? So if you're thinking, oh, I work really hard, I wanted to swear, but I never screw off in the workplace, I never play with coworkers or whatever. This is saying daydreaming counts as well. So something that you want to look at, how much are you daydreaming, and are you daydreaming about leaving the situation with the the 6 of Swords, which can talk about leaving an unworkable situation for something better. Maybe you're daydreaming about your private life, about leaving a situation for something better, but either way, could talk about you wanting to find a better job. I'm getting, though, that where you're at right now, if you continue to put in the effort and follow Spirit's advice, stay focused, then, this is a stable place for you to be right now. I feel that, if you are releasing negative energy or negative people related to your job or your career, you're doing the right thing. Spirit is wanting to validate you on that. Maybe you don't realize how much naysayers or negative influences in the workplace affect you at your job and your potential there, but Spirit is wanting to bring that to your attention again. It's really necessary for you to do these things in order to move forward. Some of you might be reminiscing about times when your career was more exciting, when it was more fun, maybe when it was fresh, when it was new, or when you first started, or when it was still exciting, Maybe it's becoming monotonous, or, work is work, right? It's called work for a reason, so it's like you're kind of looking for inspiration, I'm getting, for it to become more interesting again, and maybe this is why it's losing your interest, why you're being distracted. Some of you could be approaching retirement age as well. I think the majority of my viewers are younger than that, but there are some who are approaching retirement age, and so some of you just can't wait to get to retirement, and hell, some of you are young and already ready for retirement, right? So, but you might be fantasizing or daydreaming about leaving the job, just in general, whether that's for retirement or for something better. I am getting, if you want to stay and continue to put in work on this connection, okay, love readings, getting in the head, no, this is a work reading. So if you want to stay and continue to put an effort in this job or this position, especially with that 6 of Swords at the back of the deck, I'm seeing that that's going to be a good idea, that your work situation is going to improve, that any past problems that you have, in the workplace, that's getting resolved, or you might actually move to a different position that suits you better. But I'm feeling for most of you, you're kind of stable at where you're at. If you would refine your focus and just keep working on it, keep being patient, like that 7 of Pentacles has advised. You know, some of you might move to a different position that suits you better. If you do that, it's likely that you'll do it within the organization that you're currently working, but you might, there's some that might actually go out and find another job that's better, and so I just want to put that out there. Also, some of you could be going on a business trip as well, getting that too, okay? So let's get another card for you. See which cards do I want to get this time. Yeah, if this is resonating for your situation, please let me know in the comment section down below. And like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. That's always helpful. This is going to be a shorter reading, like I said in the intro, so I'm going to get you an oracle card. We're going to ask your guides for advice on the situation. Angel spirits and guides, for those who have come here for their career, their work situations or questions, what guidance do their guides have for them, please? What guidance does Spirit have for group 1 regarding their financial or work situation, rather? Okay. We've got Joy Guide, Celebration. So that's number 14. So there's going to be a change for the better in your workplace. I think it does stem, though, from you refocusing, especially for those of you that know or resonate with Spirit saying that you could stand to refocus on your job, be a little bit more patient with its progress. But even for those of you who are planning to move to a different position or a different job, either way, it's saying like the Joy Guides are here for you. So you're going to be in alignment. You are going to have a harvest. This card can talk about harvest. So after waiting for this tomato plant or whatever this is, okay, whatever these pentacles represent, waiting for that to come to harvest. It takes a long time, a lot of work, you know, a lot of effort, sustained effort over a period of time, but eventually you're able to harvest that, and this is saying that you will. Okay, and you could be even getting some sort of recognition at the job. If you're getting like a raise, that will be celebrated. There's some sort of expansion here with regard to your workplace, and definitely seeing more abundance, so that can mean more money as well, and just people getting along well in the workplace too. And so I feel like you know, if some of you have some unscrupulous people in the workplace, I feel like you also have people who really trust you and your judgment, your work, and accept you. Those are the ones that you need to focus on, I'm hearing. But you're definitely getting something back for all your effort. And again, you could be landing a deal or getting a promotion. Some long, very long awaited lucky break is about to happen for you, group 1. So yeah, so just get ready for it, okay? And this is a change for the better, and allow yourself to be ready for that change, to go with the flow. You know, don't get in the way of it. Yeah, your unwavering efforts are about to pay off here. Some of you are really working on a passion project or something that represents a dream or a goal that you've had for a long time. So yeah, Spirit's just saying, plan for a party. You have one coming. You're going to have reason to celebrate with regards to your work, okay? And then I'm going to do one more card. We're going to get it from the Numinous deck, and that'll be it. Although I think it's going to be hard to top that card. Celebration card is saying it's all good. Whatever your concerns are related to your workplace, as long as you act accordingly and keep up your hard work and your focus, like I said, things are going to go well, go good for you. For group 1, can we get a card, another clarifying card for the spread for group 1 regarding their work and career, please? card for group 1 regarding their work and career, clarifying the spread. Semi-sextile, allowing. So it's just reiterating the point that you need to allow this good to come to you and not get in the way of it, not sabotage it, not do anything to get in the way of it, not block it or allow others to block it by misleading you, misguiding you, or anything like that. This card is talking about encouragement. It talks about seeing the potential. It's a clarifier. It clarifies the situation. It gives hope too. It compensates. Compensation is another word for getting paid, okay? So allow that. It intuits. Use your intuition. It tempers. That means it calms things down, keeps things balanced. It responds. So be responsive, not just reactive. Cycles. You just gone through maybe a long cycle of feeling like you haven't gotten ahead or to where you want to be or achieved your goals or dreams yet, but it's coming. So your career and your position in life with regard to your career and your profession, your work, that's all growing, okay? You're going to realize the rewards for that very soon. It's a very positive reading for you with regard to your working career group 1. So thanks for tuning in. Again, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. There is no extended for this one. And if you want to choose one of the other groups, group 2 is going to be about love and romance, and group 3 is going to be about something else as well. So tune into that. Again, these are general readings, but take what resonates, and I hope it helps. And I'll talk to you next time. Welcome, group 2. So this is your general reading. This is going to be on love and romance. So think about any questions or situations that you want to know about. Angels, spirits, and guides for those who have chosen group 2. Okay, guidance for them, please. So it's a 3-card spread, and it's going to be about the best way to look at the situation or the question. So that'll be your first card. So according to Spirit, what's the best way for them to look at the situation or question regarding love? What's the best way to look at the situation or question regarding love, please? So we've got the Page of Swords. Be skeptical. Okay, there's some lack of clarity in the situation. The page, swords about communication, mental clarity. But this is a young person, so they're seeing it from sort of a perspective where they still have much to learn. So whether this is representing you or your person, I feel that Spirit is simply saying, be like this page. This page is skeptical. This page is curious. Also, beware of any sort of gossip or prying eyes. Could be that there's going to be some truth revealed. You or your person, the person you came here for, might be spying on each other from a distance, their social media, or something else. But there is something to do with dishonesty here, or possible poor judgment in the situation. So Spirit is just saying, like, the best way to look at the situation is to be, at the very least curious, and at the most skeptical, and just sort of observe and watch and learn. You might not know everything that you need to know, or there's still things that you need to learn regarding your love life with this person before you can start swinging that sword, before you can mount that horse. Yeah, mount that. Thanks, Spirit. That was good. Mount that horse. In other words, the page is the assistant to the knight. So before you can move to the level of the knight, which is like a higher level in this connection, then there's some things you need to learn and be careful of. Yeah, somebody could be being a bit detached towards this connection, or having an immature attitude towards it. Just be careful that you're not having an unrealistic sort of idea about love or about this person. You know, somebody might not be as ready for commitment as they think they are. So let's look at that. So Spirit, what is the best way to help move or shift the energy around this situation? That was fast. We've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. That's Queen of Wands in reverse is someone that you know, she's not going to put up with any nonsense. She regardless of gender, if this is representing you, whoever it's representing, we've got like 2 court cards here, which couldn't stand for people but don't have to. At the very least, it's somebody that, you know, wants and really demands, you know, faithfulness, absolute loyalty. And so if you're being cold or angry towards this person, or even if you feel like you know, you're turned off by this person, or there's just the shine or the glow has gone out of this connection, Spirit is asking you to sort of reflect on those feelings. You know, anger, if you're angry, is usually just a cover up for feeling sad. So if you're feeling let down by the situation, if you're feeling disappointed by the situation, it's okay to let yourself feel those things. You know, maybe you're not ready for this connection to move forward, or for a new connection if somebody in the past has hurt you and made you feel this way. So if that's the case, that's what Spirit's saying here with that card. It's like some sort of emotional upset, or maybe even infidelity, but either way, it's like there's a cooling of affection in this connection, and you're feeling let down by it. So Spirit is saying, you know, the best way to move or shift the energy is to let it go. You know, turn yourself back up, get your confidence, your self-assurance back. Be your happy, warm self, like this Queen is in the upright. This person might be dull anyway, so why, you know, if whoever hurt you, if you're still pining for that person, and I'm not saying that you are, but I feel like Spirit is saying this person ain't great anyway. I mean, they're not what you think, so don't stress it too much. Allow yourself time to heal, allow yourself time to feel sad about the situation, and then get your groove back, get your you know, your energy back. Be forgiving. To move or shift the energy around the situation is to maybe just stop caring as much. If this person is not giving you the same amount of love in return, it's okay to be apathetic or not care, right? I feel like some of you do care very much, and those of you who do are likely feeling quite angry, quite disappointed, or let down, and those are the cases where you have to really focus on nurturing yourself and healing, forgiving the situation, and moving on, okay? And then others of you, it's like, yeah. Got a couple of extra cards for you. It was like a third-party situation, and this was a really big turn-off for you. But either way, regardless of what it was, if it's not third-party, it's like make the choice to get your groove back, okay? You could be having a choice in love. You know, you could be weighing other options. And if you want that to go well, you need to, like, some of you have a fear of rejection as a result of what's happened, or just like frustrated with the situation in love because of there being a lot of, you know, delays to it really getting going. So I feel like Spirit is saying that you need to avert a disaster. Like if something isn't working out, it's possible you're dodging a bullet, okay? And also don't fear change. Don't put up with something because you know, you're just used to this person or a situation. You know, there's something probably better waiting for you ahead. There could be a new beginning with this person or another connection, but it still starts with healing that needs to take place. So let's ask our next question. So what is something that group 2 may be overlooking related to the situation? Regarding their love life, regarding their questions, what might they be overlooking? Got 4 of Wands. So you're overlooking the fact that better times do lay ahead of you. Like, there is something new coming into your life. You know, as long as you you are careful, you see things clearly as possible, you pay attention, and yes, be, you know, a bit skeptical about your love life or anyone in it, and heal any anger or disappointment within yourself about the way things have gone in this connection or a previous one. And if you need to go cold on somebody for like the sake of yourself in order to move on, then you should do that, because this is how you're going to move out of you know, this sort of sad place and or a disappointing place. This is how you're going to move past any disappointments in your love life and have a new opportunity, and you're going to be feeling like hope is returning. You're going to recover from a painful situation. You're going to recover from whatever it is, and you're going to have completion of a cycle. So it's like that 4 of Wands is about passion and stability. It's about feeling at home with somebody and taking refuge with somebody. It can also talk about, you know, celebrations. It's also known as a twin flame card. So, you know, going forward, you know, something that you might be overlooking is that your twin flame is on the horizon, but first you need to work through some of this stuff. It can also be a card about homecoming. And reunion. So it is possible for some of you that are apart from, especially if you know that you have a twin flame or a higher level soulmate, that you could be reunited with that person. But you have to let some painful cycle end first, okay? So let's get a Romance Angels card for you guys. Nope. One just flew on the floor, 2 just flew on the floor. Calling in your soulmate and having a heart-to-heart conversation. So yeah, keep praying, doing affirmations and visualizations. It's going to bring your soulmate to you. And some of you might be literally calling this person, or they might be calling you, because we have the heart-to-heart conversation card here, where you're going to want to honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So honestly discuss your feelings with each other does refer to the need to have an uncomfortable conversation, as well as say the positive things you feel for each other. But it is necessary in order for you to iron out some wrinkles and have that soulmate in your life, have that homecoming, have that that person to share your life with, basically. Okay. And I'm going to get for you what I did for group 1 from the Numinous deck. We'll get clarification as well. If this reading is resonating, please let me know in the comment section down below. If it is resonating, and like, share, and subscribe, as that does support the channel, and I appreciate it. Just a quick reminder, there is not an extended for this one. Spirit, can we get clarification for group 2 regarding their romantic life, please, and this reading? Clarification for group 2, please. clarification on this spread for group 2, please. We've got square challenge. So clearly there's been challenges to your love life. Some of you find your person a mystery, or they find you a mystery. I think some of you really find your person, you just have unanswered questions. This presents a challenge towards a connection. It's created tension and stalls in the connection. Maybe you've seen some red flags related to this person, but it's also motivation to work on it. Some of you might be feeling pressured to do something with relation to this connection. You're going to want to reflect on that and, don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. But also I feel like your person could be feeling pressured as well. This is a card about frustration, struggles, demands, and hurts, but it's also a card about, things working out and reconciliations, or being able to reconcile. So hopefully you can see that. So that's what I've got for you, group. Welcome, group 3. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So this reading is going to be, what is your life purpose? Like, what do you need to know about your life purpose? It's a 3-card spread, so it's a shorter reading, but I thought it would be good to do. So the first card, we're gonna ask Spirit, the best way to look at, your situation, or any questions that you have regarding your purpose in life. So go ahead and think about those. Angel spirits and guides for those who have chosen group 3 regarding their life purpose. What is the best way for them to look at that situation or question, please? What's the best way for them to look at that? We've got the 8 of Swords. So the best way for you to look at it is to look at it. Some of you are not seeing the writing on the wall with relation to your life purpose. Some of you feel overwhelmed by options, like you don't know which way to go. And some of you want things that look shiny on the surface, but actually don't have a lot of substance, or are in some way not exactly right for you. So Spirit is saying, like, the best way to look at it is to simply, like, take that blindfold off and look at it, not hold yourself back. I don't know if you've been victimized or felt victimized or something, in your life in such a way that you feel like it's interfering with your ability to see your path forward, but this card can talk about that as well. And I'm really sorry for anybody who does feel like trapped in their present circumstances, or targeted or picked on or limited. I don't know why that's coming through. We've got the 3 of Swords at the back of the deck. You can manifest your way out of a situation, though. Like, whatever is making it hard for you to see your true life purpose, whatever is giving you a hard time, you can manifest your way out of that. Could be some of you are going through a heartbreak, a divorce, depression, or some other sort of a loss. Swords can talk about surgeries as well. So for an odd few, it might resonate, as like a surgery, but don't be your own worst enemy here. Don't be afraid, to be like, you're afraid to act just something bad. You feel like something bad's going to happen. Maybe you're in denial about a situation, but either way, it's got you stuck in your head. It's not fun what you're doing here. For those this resonates with, you have resources to get out of jail, so to speak. So if you just need to overcome your fears, okay? Many of our fears are paper thin, and all it takes is one courageous step forward, and that tissue paper tears. So it's like, Spirit is wanting you to know not to give too much power to your fears or anything that's, especially around anything that's holding you back from, moving forward in your life, from doing what's best for you, from following your true north. So maybe you can look up, your north node. There are resources online that'll allow you to do that, and that will tell you, like, from an astrological standpoint, what you're meant to be doing. I feel guided to tell you that because I feel like some of you have so many options that it's the options themselves that, if nothing else resonates, at least, the very least, the options themselves. Too many options are making you feel stifled. And I am getting that some of you probably do feel cut off from something that you found really meaningful in your life. It's like something that maybe you thought you knew what you wanted to do or how you wanted to live your life, but that's run its course, and now you're like, now what? Or it's lost some of its, I'm hearing pizzazz. Evidently, one of my guides peaked in the 60s, but yeah. So yeah, there's something that needs to be let go of, that could be related to, why you're seeing things the way that you're seeing them. And so this is why Spirit is saying, look at it differently, set yourself free. Don't be in this Eight of Swords, release whatever's holding you back and let yourself have hope for the future. You can liberate yourself here. You're more free than you realize, okay? Don't let those fears hold you back. So the second question is the best way to, what's the best way to help move or shift the energy around the situation or question regarding your life purpose. So let's look at that. For group, okay, 2 cards. So like I was saying, there's some options here. You have options. Don't be stifled by them. And then we've got the Moon card in reverse, which talks about bringing clarity. So the best way to help move or shift the energy around your situation is to see the truth when it's revealed, like whatever truth you need to face, especially regarding, you being cut off from someone or something that you once found meaningful but it's no longer working for you. Also, you could be getting a message in your dream with that Moon card in reverse. But the Seven of Cups does talk about, this is about clarity and this is about options. So the way to get clarity on your options is to be honest with yourself about something, something key, something important. I feel like some of you might have commitment issues, not just relation to relationships, but in general, that you may or may not be aware of. The Moon card is a card that talks about the subconscious mind. Maybe you have difficulty committing to one path. This is definitely saying in order to, to shift the energy around this, you need to tune into your intuition. I feel like these are both very intuitive and sort of watery cards, dealing with subconscious and unknown energies, unknown factors at play. Like nothing is set with regard to your path forward. Group 3, for those this is resonating with, you're sort of making it up as you go along. Like some things might be set, but you're not at that phase yet. Things are still happening behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting for that. Basically, things are still, like your path is not set. Like sometimes people have a really set path in life, and sometimes not. Sometimes you're meant to be more intuitive about the situation and figure things out on your own by facing uncomfortable things that you might not want to face, or letting things go that you might not want to let go, seeing some sort of a truth, getting clarity on something, listening to your dreams. Could just be very much, what is your dream? What is your big dream that you have? Focus in, zero in on that. You have one, particular dream that stands out that you want to go after, then this card's encouraging you to do that. But I feel for a lot of you, you have more than one dream, or you just feel like, yeah, your dream can manifest in many different forms, and you're trying to figure out which one you should, like which route you should take, and that's confusing you. So you definitely need to listen to that still small voice within, and there's some area that maybe you need to tie up some loose ends and, you know, connected to your past, especially if as it relates to your mother or other women or other feminine people. Okay, and that will help you to get clarity on the situation, which you're desperately needing here. But I feel like you have the answers. Spirit says this is one of these frustrating times when Spirit isn't going to give you a straight answer with regard to this, but we can pull more cards and see. Okay, so something that group 3 may be overlooking in relation to the situation. Regarding their life purpose, angel spirits and guides, can you tell us what they may be overlooking with regard to this? We've got the Death card. So the Death card is in reverse here. It's about stagnation, feeling stuck. I'll clarify that. So I feel like, I mean, do you really not know that you're stuck with regard to your life purpose? I mean, you obviously want to know about it because you're here watching this reading, and I mean, I guess some of you could have been just curious to see what was going to be said, but I mean, if you're watching this reading, then maybe, I mean, you know that you need guidance with relation to your life purpose, so I don't know how that is something that that you might be overlooking here. You know, this card can also talk about resisting making a transformation, resisting putting off making necessary changes, usually out of fear. So it's like there are some changes that you deep down know that you need to make that you might be resisting, and it's usually, you know, due to fear. Could be that you're stuck in some old habits that need to be addressed. Some of you don't want to put forth the necessary effort, you know, to make changes to habits, or, you know, your lifestyle, or, you know, with regard to seeing the truth about a situation, with regard to being honest with yourself about what your goals and dreams are and what really makes sense for you. All I'm getting is that there is definitely some unhappiness here with relation to, you know, your current lifestyle and how you're living your life, and a desire for you to get happy, to find your true path so you can be happy or happier, because you're not happy with the current situation. But this card is saying, like, what you might be overlooking with relation to your life path is how unhappy you actually are, and maybe you're just distracting yourself with daydreams and things like that. But I feel like your subconscious is going to bring it forth. I feel like the more that you start to hear the voice of spirit, like the small voice within, your intuition, the more afraid you become. But you're asked to not be afraid, and to trust yourself and take steps to learn to trust yourself. If you had a bad heartbreak or a bad disappointment or something else fell apart in your life, that may have taken a toll on your ability to trust yourself and to trust your intuition. And so, like, now whenever it creeps up, it's like you really try to ignore it or you know, block it. But this is what's preventing you from moving towards your life purpose. So the way out of that is to face up to any frustration or unhappiness in your life, any stagnation or stalls. Why are those happening? It's time to embrace change. Some of you just simply don't want to embrace change. So, you know, something that That might be something that you're overlooking, okay? I don't mean to laugh at you, group 3. I just feel like, I hope Spirit isn't telling, I mean, I can already hear people in the comment section, well, I already know that, but evidently you don't, because we have 2 cards that can talk about denial or deep subconscious energy. So Spirit is wanting to bring it to the surface to make more of a point of it, in case you missed it, in case you know, to just to emphasize it for you, because they feel like you need it emphasized. That don't fear change, basically. Your life purpose is to be transformative. Your life purpose could even be to be someone who is just a very knowledgeable person, very intuitive, emotionally intelligent person, someone that can be very admired. I feel like some of you are very sensitive, and this is why you behave this way, or why you have trouble with change, or trouble facing things, listening to your intuition in fear that it's going to mislead you. But you know, that's actually holding you back. What most of you want is support, you know, is to feel safe, you know, on your life's journey. And I feel like you give away to others what you want for yourself. Like, you want to be real protective and supportive of others, but really that's what you're needing to do for yourself. And also, some of you can have a tendency to be a bit too controlling. There could also be a masculine energy, you know, in your life with this King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, or the back of the deck, who is perhaps older than you, but doesn't have to be, can be either controlling or manipulative in some way. But generally, I'm speaking that you guys are meant to listen to your voice of Spirit. You're supposed to be creative. You're supposed to be going with the flow more, not afraid of change, not afraid to allow others to take the reins sometimes, trusting in yourself. Some of you are meant to be, not to abandon rationale, right? There are different kinds of intuition. One of the kinds of intuitions is analytical intuition. So you might want to look that up for those of you who are more masculine or more mind identified. Don't think of intuition as being something strictly feminine or strictly mysterious and untouchably, I'm hearing, weird. It's not that. It is subconscious analysis. Some of you could very well be meaning to be somebody that uses analytical intuition in their lives effectively. And this will help to give you direction. Whereas you have a lack of direction at present, it's about giving you direction. It'll also help you with your finances, because you're having more, you become like, your inner compass is your intuition, and once you refine, it's kind of like cracked right now, or you're just blind to it, like you're refusing to look at the inner compass, so you're kind of wandering. So it's saying, like, once you tune in and you face certain things, you're going to realize that your greatest fears aren't as bad as you think, and then that compass can become really useful for you. So a big part of your your journey, group 3, I guess you can say, bottom line, is that to learn to trust your inner knowledge, your inner knowing, to learn to face your fears and realize that by not facing them, that actually makes more of them than they actually are, making mountains out of molehills. Don't do that. And also, it's about expressing yourself, like your feelings, and getting over yourself, like any defensiveness. And if you're around someone, if you're someone who's prone to like emotional outbursts, or you're around someone like that, it's about following your compass, because that will lead you away from that sort of behavior, because you're not meant to be putting up with that. Some of you are putting up with things you don't need to put up with out of insecurity, And I don't just mean that in terms of like maybe another person in your life, but you're putting up with like the devil on your shoulder, metaphorically speaking. You're putting up with the voice of fear because you're insecure, and you could do so much better than that. So that's what you're meant to learn in this life. Like, this is your life purpose. You find your true north, you find your true path forward by listening. Like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not sure that I'm saying it exactly the way I want to say it, so that's why I'm doing that. And allowing transformation to occur, allowing change, okay? So is this all? It's about being okay with endings, being okay with changes, being okay with moving on. That's what life is all about. It's about rebirth. The only constant in life is change. So somebody here has a real tough time with that. And you're given the tools here on how to not be afraid of that. And what's gonna fix, like what's gonna lead you down your path to your true purpose, group 3. You are your subconscious, your intuition, your inner knowing, your courage, you allowing. I feel like some of you are really, really great people, but you just are not owning it for some reason. Again, well, I already know it's out of fear. So once you move past your fears into the unknown and face your shadows and keep doing that, if you are doing that, then that's when you're gonna really shine and really be somebody that gets all the love and the support that you're wanting, and be able to give that to others in return. So we're gonna get a card from your guides. What do group 3's guides want to say to them regarding this reading and their life purpose, please? We've got restriction, yeah. Some of you just trapped in your head. Is there a better depiction of restriction in this 8 of Swords energy we see in the reading than this card? This person's literally got a padlock in their head, and here are your guides like trying to break it down. It's number 28, so 28 could have resonance for someone. Somebody could be a life path number 1. But what I'm going to look in the book on that. For restrictions, yeah, what this card talks about is assumptions, rigidity, limitations, prejudice. So these are all areas that you will need to work on, or some, take what resonates, forget what doesn't. But this card talks about opening your mind, Your guides are trying to help, open it. So I'm just going to read straight from the book on this because I don't have this card memorized. So your joy guides are tapping at your mind's door, hoping to open it and free you from the corner of any narrow or presumptuous thinking on your part that may be unwittingly backing you into a corner. If you fall into the trap of running on too many assumptions or operating on unexamined, preconceived notions, you quickly eliminate all other options, leading you to a damned if I do, damned if I don't cycle of frustration. Your joy guides playfully remind you to step back and notice where your stuck perceptions might be attracting such frustration. They remind you that you're not stuck, but your thinking may be. Stop your mental movie and take a commercial break. It's time for a fresh look and a new viewpoint on things. The best way to achieve this is to treat yourself to a heavy dose of humor and let it break through to your unbearable dilemma. Your joy guide's counsel is, as always, the situation may be critical but not serious. Join them in reviewing the situation and laugh your way forward. So that's the advice from your guides. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a card from the Numinous deck for a little extra clarification and guidance regarding your life path, group 3. Angels, spirits, and guides, can we get clarification on this reading for group 3, please? Get clarification regarding their life path for group 3. We've got Sagittarius, the Voyager. You're meant to travel, you're meant to move, both in your mind and in your body. Sagittarius is all about higher learning and travel. So this card talks about enthusiastic, philosophical, independent. So this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to embrace those parts of you that are independent and generous, happy-go-lucky, adventurous, honest. It's about riding bareback, you know, on that horse, and just being unbridled, you know, allowing luck to come in by, I mean, the more that you embody this energy, regardless of your sign, the more lucky you will be. It's about realizing that you are a boundless being. It's about taking some risks. I mean, I feel like I'm called to say that, you know, with the Sagittarius energy, they're a very lovable sign, right? I know books that I've read on the subject, the Sagittarius energy is one of, you know, a lot of astrologers, if they could choose a sign, they would be Sagittarius, because they're happy-go-lucky and they're in the flow, and they're courageous, and they move past obstacles, and they seem to have good luck. But you know, they also stumble quite a bit. They can be a bit tactless or a little clumsy, and I feel like some of you are just rejecting, you know, that part of yourself. Like, if you can't behave exactly according to your expectations or somebody else's expectations, if there is any chance or risk of you looking a little foolish or a little silly, or being clumsy in any way, or being tactless in any way, then you like immediately put on the brakes and like get scared. And it's saying it's part of the journey. Like, allow yourself to have that, you know, have that experience. Be enthusiastic. You don't have to worry about, you know, being so careless that you're going to hurt others. So this is an ethical card, and Jupiter is ruled by Zeus. Zeus is the god of gods. So it's like, if you surrender to this energy, things are have a funny way of working out for you. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to allow yourself to go there. You have to experiment. You have to, you know, trust in your intuition. Trust in yourself. When you feel moved to do something, be that being generous, being sort of broad-minded, getting rid of some of the things that the restriction card talked about, you know, then do that. And don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid. I'm hearing, don't be afraid to be happy. Don't be afraid to be happy. You're meant to be happy. Monsters exist in the dark. Shed some light on yourself, including your shadow areas, or the areas that you consider unacceptable or shadow-like. And make friends with those monsters, okay? It's not saying that you neglect your responsibilities. Again, with Sagittarius energy, they're naturally ethical. In their purest form. They naturally have a good compass about what is right versus what is wrong. And they're not perfect, and neither are you. But you need to be okay with that. Okay? Whew. All right. Well, that took longer than I wanted it to, but isn't that always the case? I hope that was helpful, Group 3, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for sticking around, guys. So the decks used in this video are the Notes from the Universe deck. You can buy these from tut.com. Otherwise, I believe I have them linked in the description box down below. And I just used one tarot deck this time, the Golden Universal Tarot, which has that lovely gold leafing, very pretty cards. This is actually my first serious tarot deck, and it's still one of my favorites. It's my favorite Rider-Waite version. So that is the Golden Universal Tarot. That's going to be linked in the description box down below as well. I used the ever popular Romance Angels for the romance reading. This is the original deck. I think they're out of print, but I did link the reproduction deck that some readers use on their channels. So for anybody who really wants the Romance Angels without paying a couple $100s for an original set, that is linked down below. We've got the Numinous deck. It's called the Astro deck, and it has, especially, this is good for people not only interested in tarot but also interested in astrology, because it does like teach you about the signs, Gemini in this case, trines, so that's an aspect, and just different things. And then we've got, that's also linked below, all of the decks that I use. Well, for the most part, I try to link them down below for those who are interested in those. And then we have the Guidance from Your Guides deck. What is this called? I'm drawing an Ask Your Guides deck. That's what it is. It's an oracle card, and by Sonia Coquette, I believe. And anyways, I used these in the readings as well, so these are linked down below for anyone. These are extremely insightful. I have never gotten a bad reading, even if I just do a one card reading on myself every day. Like every time it's going to be spot on, so really like those. All right, thanks for sticking around, guys. Talk to you next time.